If you're over 50, there are 5 makeup habits you need to drop today because they are adding years to your face while you sleep on the answer. After 30 years painting faces in Hollywood, I flew to Seoul and learned 7 Korean techniques that took 15 years off a 60-year-old woman right in front of my eyes. No filler, no facelift, just technique. Number 3 is the one the industry hopes you never find out about because it makes half the products on your counter completely unnecessary. And the 5th mistake? You probably made it this morning before your first cup of coffee. Watch till the end because I'm holding nothing back. Number 7, layer your hydration before a single drop of makeup touches your face. In Seoul, I watched an artist spend 10 full minutes on skin prep before she opened her makeup kit. Not one product, layers. A watery toner pressed in with her palms, then a hydrating essence, then another whisper-thin layer of toner, each one pressed into the skin until it drank it in. In Korea, they call this layering method skin flooding the face with moisture. And darling, it changes everything that comes after. Because when mature skin is thirsty, foundation goes looking for trouble. It grabs onto every dry patch, clings to flaky spots around the nose, and sinks straight into fine lines like water finding a crack. That's why your makeup looks lovely at 8 in the morning and patchy by noon. The skin underneath was never given a fighting chance. So tomorrow morning, press 3 thin layers of hydrating toner into clean skin with your hands. Wait a minute between layers. Your face should feel bouncy, almost dewy before anything else goes on. That plump cushion surface is the canvas every technique in this video depends on. And the way you apply the next layer matters just as much as the layer itself. Number 6, press, never drag. Watch an American woman apply foundation and you'll see swiping, buffing, dragging a brush back and forth across the cheek like she's painting a fence. Watch a Korean artist work on mature skin and you'll see something completely different. Pressing, patting, a damp puff or bare fingertips bouncing product into the skin, tap, tap, tap like a little massage. The difference on camera is night and day. Dragging pushes foundation across the surface and shovels it directly into smile lines, crow's feet, and the creases across the forehead. Every swipe deposits product exactly where you don't want it. Pressing melts the foundation into the skin so it becomes part of the face instead of a film sitting on top of it. I learned this the hard way on a film set years ago, watching a beautiful actress's foundation separate under the lights because I had buffed it on like I was taught in the 90s. A damp puff, gentle pressure, and suddenly the same foundation looked like skin. Take your damp sponge or your fingertips and press your base in tomorrow. Small bounces, no sliding. It takes 1 extra minute and it takes off years. Number 5, switch your powder products to creams. Powder blush was designed for young, smooth, plump cheeks. And honey, it never got the memo that we moved on. On mature skin, powder blush sits on top of the surface and highlights every bit of texture. It catches on the fine lines across the cheek, it looks dusty in daylight, and by afternoon, it's faded into a vague, pinkish memory. Cream blush behaves like skin. In Seoul, artists tap a cream blush high on the cheekbone with 2 fingers, blend the edges until there's no edge at all, and the cheek looks lit from inside. Flushed, fresh, alive. The same goes for cream bronzer and cream highlighter. Anything cream melts into the base you just pressed on. Anything powder sits on top and announces itself. Placement matters too. Keep that cream blush high along the top of the cheekbone, lifted toward the temple. Blush placed low on the apple of the cheek pulls the whole face downward, and gravity is doing quite enough of that on its own. Thank you very much. Number 4, the featherlight under eye. The under eye area is where I see women lose the battle every single day, and it breaks my heart because they're losing it with too much effort, not too little. A thick layer of full coverage concealer under the eye, set with powder, looks flawless for about 45 minutes, then it creases, it cracks, it gathers in the fine lines under the lash line, and suddenly there's a spotlight on the exact area you were trying to soften. Korean artists use what I can only describe as a whisper of concealer. A tiny amount, 1 shade close to the skin, tapped only on the inner corner where the shadow is darkest and maybe a touch at the outer edge. The rest of the under eye is left nearly bare, just the hydrated skin and the thinnest veil of base. Bare skin with a slight shadow looks younger than creased concealer every single time. I've tested this under the most brutal studio lights in Hollywood, and the whisper wins. Tap it on with your ring finger, the weakest finger, so you physically cannot use too much pressure. Less product, precisely placed. That's the whole secret. Number 3, stop wearing foundation on your entire face. This is the one the beauty industry prays you never figure out because it makes half the products on your bathroom counter completely unnecessary. Korean artists do not paint a full mask of foundation from hairline to jaw. They spot treat. Foundation goes only where the skin actually needs evening out. Around the nose, a little on the chin, a touch across any redness on the cheeks. The rest of the face gets nothing but that hydrated prep and maybe a sheer veil pressed on with whatever is left on the puff. The result is that real skin shows through. Real skin with its natural texture and glow reads as youthful. A full face of foundation, no matter how expensive, reads as makeup, and heavy makeup reads as age. When I stopped doing full coverage faces on my mature clients and started spot placing base, colleagues on set asked what new product I was using. I just laughed. All I did was put less of it on her face. Look at your bare face in the mirror tomorrow before you apply anything. Ask yourself where you truly need coverage. I promise it's about a third of the area you've been covering. If this is helping you, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I share 30 years of Hollywood makeup room secrets for mature skin every week, and I'd love to have you here. Now, number 2, and this one lifts the entire face without touching the skin. Number 2, soften and straighten the brow. The eyebrow is the curtain rod of the face. Everything hangs from it. In the West, we spent decades drawing high dramatic arches with sharp angles and dark pencil, and on mature skin, that harsh angular brow pulls the eye down and hardens the whole expression. Korean artists do the opposite. The brow is brushed up, filled with feathery light strokes, and shaped straighter with a soft, barely there arch. A straighter brow visually widens and lifts the eye area. A softer color, 1 or even 2 shades lighter than you think you need, takes years off instantly. The same way harsh black liner ages the eye and a smudged, soft brown liner opens it. Brush your brows upward with a clean spoolie, fill only the sparse spots with light hair-like strokes, and soften any hard angle at the arch. Then swap your black eyeliner for a soft brown, smudged gently at the lash line instead of drawn in a hard wing. The lift you get from these 2 small changes rivals what I've seen from procedures costing thousands. And now, number 1. The technique that holds everything else together, because none of this works if your base is working against you. Number 1, the adaptive base. Every technique I just gave you assumes one thing, that your foundation actually cooperates with mature skin. And most foundations don't. They oxidize orange by lunchtime, they settle into fine lines, and they were formulated for skin 30 years younger than ours. There is one foundation made specifically for mature skin. It uses color-changing technology that adapts to your exact skin tone as you blend, so it's almost impossible to oxidize orange. It blurs fine lines instead of settling into them, smooths texture, and finishes like a second skin. Natural, never heavy. It's that your skin but better foundation women tell me they've been searching for their entire adult lives, and it's loved by hundreds of women who thought they'd tried everything. It's called Luxe. It's not in stores yet, but it is the #1 best-selling foundation on Amazon right now. You can find it on Amazon by searching Luxe Foundation or by clicking the link in the description below this video. Results may vary from face to face, of course, but pair Luxe with the pressing technique from number 6 and the spot coverage from number 3, and you'll understand why I gave it the top spot on this list. And if you comment the word secret, I'll share one more step for mature skin that may help your makeup last 12 hours or more. Make sure you're subscribed or I can't reach you with it. Now hold on, darling, because we're only halfway to the truth. Those 7 techniques take years off. These next 5 habits put them right back on, and I'm counting down to the biggest offender of all. Mistake number 5, baking your face. Baking, that trick of pressing a thick layer of powder under the eyes and across the T-zone and letting it sit, was invented for drag performers and stage lighting, and I say that with love because I've done that makeup for decades and it's an art form, but it was never meant for daylight on mature skin. Heavy powder absorbs every drop of the glow you built and turns the face flat and chalky. It settles into lines within the hour and creates that dreaded flashback in photos. If you powder at all, press a whisper of finely milled, translucent powder only through the center of the face where you get shiny. The rest of the face keeps its due. Mistake number 4, harsh, dark contour. That deep contour carved under the cheekbone looks sculpted on a 25-year-old influencer under a ring light. On mature skin in natural light, a dark stripe of contour reads as a shadow, and shadows read as hollowness and age. The face comes out gaunt and tired, the exact opposite of the sculpted lift she was going for. If you want dimension, use a cream bronzer in a warm tone, kept high and blended soft, more of a sun-kissed warmth than a carved line. Light lifts, shadow drags, choose light. Mistake number 3, the overdrawn angular brow. We covered what a soft brow gives you, so you already know what a harsh one steals. Dark pencil, sharp angles, and a heavy squared-off front make the whole face look severe and pull the eyes down. If your brow looks like it was drawn with a ruler, it's aging you. Soften it tonight. Mistake number 2, piling on coverage to hide texture. When foundation looks cakey, the instinct is to add more. More concealer over the crease, more powder over the concealer, another layer of foundation over a stubborn spot. Every layer makes it worse. Makeup cannot fill a line, it can only sit in it, and the more product you stack, the deeper that line looks by 3 in the afternoon. Texture is hidden with hydration and thin layers, never with volume. When in doubt, take product off the face, not on. And mistake number 1, wearing the wrong foundation entirely. Every mistake on this list gets magnified by a foundation that fights your skin. A base that oxidizes turns your jawline orange by noon. A heavy matte formula grips every dry patch and sinks into every line, and no technique on earth fully rescues it. This is exactly why I put an adaptive, skin-loving base at number 1 on the techniques list. Fix the foundation first, and half of these mistakes quietly solve themselves. Again, you can find it on Amazon by searching Luxe Foundation, or just click the link in the description below this video. 30 years under Hollywood lights taught me one truth about mature skin. It doesn't need more makeup, it needs smarter makeup. Hydrate first, press instead of drag, choose creams, whisper the concealer, cover only what needs covering, soften the brow, and build it all on a base that works with your face instead of against it. Do that, and the woman in the car mirror tomorrow is going to look 15 years younger than the one you saw this morning. If this opened your eyes, subscribe and tell me in the comments which mistake you're dropping first. I read every single one, and I'll see you in the next video. Gorgeous.